So I have another stalker story time. This was actually a really scary experience and definitely something that I didn't think would happen to me per se. This happened quite a few years ago. I was actually living in West Virginia at the time, but my mom had moved to Pennsylvania, so me and my brother, we went to go visit her for the summer. She lives in like a really small apartment. Right in front of the apartment, it's like pretty much 4 lanes, so there's always cars and it's really, really busy. But like right behind it is more like a residential area where there's just quiet streets and a bunch of houses and stuff like that. So in the morning, I would always take my dog for a walk in that little residential area behind the apartment. And this morning was no different. My mom was getting ready for work, and I usually take my dog for about an hour, and then I come home, and I like working out in the mornings, and it's always been a routine. So I went out, and it wasn't like the first time I'd done it like in this area. Like I've been doing it for like I said, we were there for like a month, and I've been doing it every single morning. So, I've been doing it for a while. And so I didn't think anything was any different. And I would just had a messy hair up in a ponytail, leggings and like a baggy shirt. Like I wasn't like trying to look good, I was exercising. I was going for a jog, and all I had was that, and had my phone and my headphones. I was listening to music. And my dog, who was just a little guy. He was just a Chihuahua Yorkie mix. So, I mean, he wasn't tiny, but like, it wasn't like he was a big dog or anything. So I take him for a walk, and everything's fine. This is like 7 in the morning, by the way. So, yeah. It was pretty quiet. Most people had already left for work, or sometimes I would see cars, but for the most part, it was like I saw no one, which is what I liked, because I don't like walking with or trying to jog when there's people around. I just feel really awkward and weird about it. I don't know. I'm weird. But I decided to take a different route. I mean, it's the same location, it's like the same area. And all of a sudden, I notice a red pickup truck. And I don't think anything of it. I just figured, okay, he's either getting ready to come home from work from like an overnight shift, or he's getting ready to leave work or leave for work or something. From the get-go, I had a really, really strong like bad vibes from him. And I have a great intuition. As soon as I saw it, I was automatically like feeling weird and paranoid, and like warning bells are going off in my head telling me, hey, you need to go back home like immediately. And it's just like this older man driving the truck. And my dog he's always been really, really friendly with people. He never growls at people like ever. So this was the first time he was actually like growling at this man. And it wasn't like a simple whimper. It was like a low growl, like a warning growl. He did not like whoever was driving that truck. He did not like it one bit. And he's not the type of like dog that like hates like certain vehicles. Like I know one of my old dogs, he hated big trucks and he always growled and barked at them. But Benji was never like that. It was just weird that happened. And I was like, huh. Okay, I'm a little nervous, but I keep walking because I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just paranoid, because I'm like, I'm not like this super attractive like woman, I'm just trying to walk my dog and listen to music and stuff. Like I'm like, I never thought that I would be the type of person that would be like, I don't have to worry about like sex trafficking or getting kidnapped, because I'm not good looking enough. I don't meet the qualities, I guess, which is a good thing. But like, as you can see from the title of the story, anybody can be a victim. And I noticed that he would stop for a long time. And I wasn't sure if maybe he was lost and he was trying to find an address or something. Usually when people are trying to find something, if they see someone walking up, they'll like call for them and like ask them. But like he didn't do that with me. But I noticed that he would stop at a stop sign in front of me. And he'll just sit there for a long time until I passed him. And once I pass him, like he'll wait to see if I like turn on a street or if I keep walking down and there's like another stop sign. And then he'll drive past me and stop at this stop sign that's like ahead. and do the same thing. He'll just sit there and wait at the next stop sign and wait for me to pass him and see where I go. And I was like taking random turns too, because I was like, okay, this is weird, but like, there's no way in hell that he would be like around or taking the exact same turns I did. I was taking really random turns. And nope, he was same thing. And this was going on for several minutes. And at this point, I didn't take my headphones off. I turned the music off on my phone just in case. And every time when the truck would be behind us, my dog would continuously stop walking, turn around and just stare at the guy, and his whole body I could tell was like tense up, and his ears were perked forward, and he would just do a low growl. Then I'd be like, come on, Benji. And then he'll just do like this little like that. And then he'll like start walking and stuff. But like, he was constantly looking back and checking on that man. Like, Benji knew something was going on. He knew something was up. And I remember like whenever I was like walking past the truck again, I was walking a little slower, kind of like looking like from like my side view, and I saw rope in the back of his truck, and I was like, well, this is a horror movie waiting to happen. I'm scared. And like it was so freaky. I'm not sure if I saw anything like in the seat, because I was trying to look to see if there was like any bottles that he had to like, you know, to put me to sleep or something so he could kidnap me. Like, I don't know if I saw that or not. Plus, this was a long time ago. This was quite a few years ago, and I was already like in a daze because I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. And I thought about like just calling my mom, but like I was afraid that's when he would make his move, because like I wouldn't be paying attention. Like, I don't know. I just did not know what to do. I was just scared. I just kept walking. I kept making different turns, and I kept telling myself like, okay, he has to leave. Maybe he'll get bored and he'll leave. But he just would not. He just kept following me no matter where I went. And I started walking very, very slow. Like, once he passed me, I walked so slow, and he would just sit there patiently waiting for me to pass him and see where I went, and then, follow me. And like I said, this went on for quite a bit. I was like, okay, this cannot be a coincidence. So we get towards the end of the road, and there's literally nowhere to go. You can only turn. So he went ahead and sped past me, and he turned. And I was walking very, very slow, and I was like, telling myself, like in my head, I was like, okay, there's this big bush right like on like by this house at the corner, like right before you turn. I was like, I'm just gonna kind of peek around the bush a little bit, like that way I can kind of hide myself and see if he's still there. And if he's not, then I can continue my walk, and it would just be a huge coincidence, or I can at least feel calm knowing that he finally gave up and left. But if not, I was gonna book it back home. So I get to the bush, and like I said, I'm taking my time. Like, I was walking very slowly because I wanted to like give him time to like give up and drive away. And I get to this bush, and I peek around the corner, and believe it or not, he was still there, like as if he was waiting for me to turn the corner. And there was no stop sign either. So it wasn't like he was sitting at a stop sign. He wasn't even parked. Like, if you're going to make it like less obvious, you think he would like be pulled over so it looked like he was parking somewhere. But no, he was literally sitting there in the middle of the road, this quiet road, just sitting there. And it wasn't like his car stalled. Like, I saw that he had his foot on the brakes. Like, I saw his brake lights and everything. He was just sitting there waiting for me. And I was like, oh, no heckin' way. I'm leaving. So I immediately turned around, and I ran as fast as my little legs can go all the way back to the apartment. And I remember taking a bunch of turns too, just in case he was still following me. I was like constantly looking behind me and looking around me to make sure that he wasn't following me. And I went straight for like the highway, like that 4 lanes that I told you guys about in the beginning. I went straight for that, so that way like there's no way he can even try anything. And then I walked on that sidewalk, and I walked back to the apartment. And I remember once I got in, my mom was still getting ready for work, and she was just like, wow, you guys are home already? Like, that was a really quick walk. So I told her what happened, and she was like, yeah, you did the right thing by coming home. that guy could have done something. Sex trafficking was really bad in our area as well. It was very common, so yeah, that was most likely the case. But yeah, I stopped walking in that area after that. I was way too scared. I was just like, sorry, Benji, if we're gonna walk, we're gonna be very close to the apartment. It's gonna be really short, and it's only gonna be like during the time when there's a lot of people at home. No longer gonna be very early in the morning when there's like no one around, because that was terrifying. And I think there's another like case where people can get kidnapped or get close to being kidnapped, like at a parking lot from a store. Like you think you're safe, but you're not. Like you can, like, it's just so easy nowadays. And I remember like beginning of 2019, so it was really cold. I was working, and I lived in like apartments, but I lived in like different apartments, so like not even in the same town, just in the same state, in Pennsylvania. But I was like walking to work, and I was working at a restaurant. It's only like down the road. I mean, it's a bit of a walk, but it's not that bad. Like it's doable. And I remember like I was just walking to work, and a car stopped, and it was a lady. She was on like the other side, like driving, like, you know, like towards me. Um, and she asked me if I needed a ride, and I said, no, I'm good. And she goes, it's really cold out here, honey. And I was like, no, no, I'm fine. I'm just going to work. You know, I'm almost there, but thanks anyways. And she's like, okay. Like she kept trying to get me to get into her car. And I was just like, no. And it was true. I was getting really close to work. So it was like, by the time she would try to turn around, I get in the car, I would already be at work. So it was fine. And yeah, and I remember telling my coworker about that too, because I just thought it was like, I don't know, like maybe she was trying to be nice, because it was really cold, and it was snowing, and it was freezing. It was like February or something. I don't remember. It could have been January for all I knew. I don't know. All I know is that it was cold as heck, and I had to walk my happy booty to work. But yeah, I told her I was almost to my destination. I don't even think I said work. I think I just said, you know, I'm almost where I need to be. It's okay. Like, I didn't even tell her that I was going to work. Because luckily, like, at the restaurant, you know, I could just wear jeans and stuff. And I had, like, this big coat, so she couldn't even see, like, my work shirt with like the business on it or anything. So like, because I had like this big coat on, it was obviously zipped up. So when I was telling my like boss, who was a cook, who's also a cook there, about it, and I even told my mom about it, they both were like, it's a good thing you didn't, because like my mom was saying that, you know, they, especially with sex trafficking and stuff, they've been getting like women involved, because obviously like you feel safer getting in the car with another woman than you would with a man. So it's like she could have been one of those people, and then once I got in her car, she had me, and then boom. But like I said, she could have just been genuinely nice, and she could have just genuinely just didn't want me walking out in the cold. But you just don't know anymore. You just can't trust people. Like, it's like, no. And like, even when I moved to Quebec to live with my boyfriend at the time, we went to the grocery store, and it's a bit of a hike. It's a bit of a walk. But we figured we'd get out, and we both loved walking, so we really didn't mind it. We only wanted to get a few things, so it wasn't like super, super like heavy or anything. But it started to rain on us. Like, it was pouring and thundering, and this old lady comes up, and she asks us if we need a ride. And I was like, tell her no thank you. Tell her we're almost home. And so we did. And he's like, we could have done it. I mean, we had quite a bit to walk. And I was like, no. Like, she was an old lady, so I don't think she would have done anything, especially with two of us. Like, she was probably just trying to genuinely be nice. But, like, I'm just so paranoid now. Like, I'm not going to get in a car with a stranger. The only time I'll ever get in a car and get picked up is if it's somebody I actually know. But other than that, it was like, no, I'm not getting in a car with no freaking stranger. I will walk in the pouring rain instead of getting in a car with a stranger, because I don't want to get kidnapped. So yeah, but anyways, that's my story. So if you guys have any kind of like scary like close calls or experiences, feel free to let me know in the comments. I love to read any of your experiences. Hopefully you don't have any experiences. I'd be perfectly okay if none of you commented, because it's definitely terrifying. But either way, I hope you guys stay safe. Please be aware of your surroundings. Just be aware. Try to keep an eye on people around you, and just be very, very careful is all I ask, because it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter where you are. Well, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. I'm having a lot of fun making these little story time videos. I hope you guys are liking it. I'm gonna go back to making like scary, like reading scary stories, but like I said, I've had some spooky things happen to me and I wanted to talk about them with you guys. But yeah, either way, stay safe and I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.